straight up and then coming back, okay? Try not to let that shoulder elevate. Up and then back. Again, 3 sets of 10 with those. Next thing we're gonna do is the clamshells. So take you can take a band, you can cut a band to length about 6 inches. I like to use the mini bands. So what we want to do is take it, put it above our knees. I don't like below our knees, above our knees. It really gives a good resistance for the exercise. Keep our knees bent at about 90 degrees and our feet even with our back and our butt. Separating out, hold 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Not rolling out, only going up just high enough to where you feel like that your hips are gonna roll out, okay? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we would do both sides, bilateral. The next exercise we're gonna do is a plank position. This plank is gonna be done on the forearms. What you wanna do is lay down on your stomach, get on your forearms, your toes, keeping your head in a retracted position. We don't want to be here. All right, we want to squeeze the abdominal muscles. Keep your butt from raising up, keep your butt from sagging. Good neutral spine, head up. Hold for 30 seconds, and then rest. And then repeat. The next exercise we're going to do is the floor cobra. So the floor cobra, we're going to lay on our stomach. All right. Hands are going to be down. All right, we're going to raise up, squeezing our shoulder blades back. 1, 2, 3, 4, back. Come up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, back. So that's the floor cobra. The integration exercises for the first week are the squat to row with resistance. I like to use bands. You can also use like a cable crossover. So we're going to do this on a stable surface. So we're going to be squatted. Make sure resistance isn't felt out here. So when we stand up, squeeze back. Good chest, focusing on the hip hinge. Squeeze your glutes and your scapula together at the top. Nice, slow and controlled. 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Down. So that's the squat to row. Next thing we're going to do is a D2 flexion pattern. Single leg. So there's multiple different patterns from D1, D2. I chose to do a D2 flexion to really focus on that posterior shoulder musculature. So what we're going to do is stand on our right leg, we're strengthening our left leg. Stand up tall, we're not doing a squat or anything, this is just focusing on balance. Again, thumb down, we're coming up into its flexion, all right? Rotating our thumb, hand up, and then coming back down across our body. So basically like you're drawing a sword. Thumb down, coming up, sword up, coming back down again across your body. Focus on not elevating that shoulder, keeping that shoulder depressed, scapula is retracted, come up, and then going back down. So moving on to week 4. All the inhibition and the lengthening exercises will be the same. There will be some differences in the activation. We're going to start off with punches. I demonstrated this earlier, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time with this. But again, heavier weight, but same principle. Punching straight up, coming back down, making sure that shoulder doesn't elevate. Punch up, track back into the table. Punch up, track back into the table. Next thing we're going to do is going to do an IT and Y exercise. So, going back to my trusty old table. Forward to our chest is right there at the edge. Thumbs down, okay? Keep your head in a retracted position, not leaning forward. Going up. 1, 1, 1. That's 1 rep. 2, 2, 2. 3, and so on, okay? You can use dumbbells as we progress. What we're going to do now is a prone retraction. Okay. So you're going to go to the table. You're going to hang off the edge of the table. You're going to have a dumbbell in your hand. So starting with your thumb up, we're going to pull back into retraction, rotating your thumb towards yourself. So kind of screwing that shoulder back, but really focus on the retraction. Coming back, pinch, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, down. Coming back, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, down. So that's our prone scapular retraction. We're gonna do a standing shoulder three-way. Focus on flexion, caption, and abduction. So thumbs up. Here, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, down. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, down. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, down. So we do several repetitions of those, nice and slow and controlled throughout the entire time. Not letting our elbows, our shoulders elevate up. Next thing we're gonna do is do a reverse hyper. So this is one of my favorite exercises for the glutes. You're gonna lay on a table. Okay, you're gonna lay on a table. Right there where your hips are just on the edge of the table. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pick up. So my table just broke. Didn't mean. This will work. So again, we're gonna raise our. I don't know what to do. Here we go. So, I'm gonna use a toy box. So, you wanna lay on the edge. We wanna pick our legs up, squeeze our glutes. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wanna make sure your hips are right down the edge. Let your toes externally rotate a little bit to really isolate that glute contraction. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to do Houston three-way exercises. So this is where we're working on the rhomboids and the lower middle traps. Palms down, okay? And what we're going to do is raise up. 1, 2, 3, 4, down. So we're going to do 10 right here. It's not about how high we go, but really activating and drawing that scapula back in retraction. So we'll start there, an extension. 1, 2. 1, 2. Then we're going to come up in the scaption. 1, 2, 4, again. So we focus on. The next exercise I have on there is resisted scapular retraction. I'm going to demonstrate it one more time. Here, again, hold it stable. Pinch, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the next exercise is going to be skydivers. I'm not going to use my table. Bench. So skydivers, what we're going to do, okay? We're going to start, focus on stabilizing the rhomboids throughout. So here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rotate down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then rest. Come back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the last thing we're going to do is a single leg bridge on an elevated surface. And so I'm gonna use the Bosu for my elevated surface. But the elevated surface just forces the glutes to work through the range of motion a little bit further, stressing a little bit more. So what we want to do is, again, pushing through our heel, keeping our toes nice and loose, coming up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and then we do both sides. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So for my integration exercises for the last week, we're going to do a squat to row on the Bosu. So we're going to stand on the flat side of the Bosu. Again, head resistance down. Low. Chest up. Come up. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 1. Squeezing at the top. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 2. This is our squat to row on the Bosu. We're going to do sunrises. So sunrises are a good integrated shoulder exercise, working through the similar to the P&F exercises. So what you're going to do is you're going to lay sideline, elbow bent, so it's going to be a sideline external rotation, and then we're going to come up, thumb down here, shoulder coming just right to that ear, right across that eye, up at a 45-degree angle, kind of about 145 degrees of flexion, back down here. Really focusing on reaching out and coming back down. Nice, slow, and controlled throughout the entire exercise. All right. Next one we're going to do is a Bosu rock. So get into a plank position. We're focused on maintaining a plank position while performing protraction and retraction, alternating of the shoulders. Keeping our back flat, head up. Don't let your head come down. Good neutral spine. So down and back for 1, we can do 15 of those. I did forget one activation exercise. We're going to do planks on the Bosu. So I'm going to go back and demonstrate that real quick. So what we want to do is, again, we're going to put the Bosu, our toes on the Bosu, and be in a push-up position and holding. Just giving us an unstable surface in which we can hold. So that would be the planks on the Bosu. Next exercise we're going to do is the lateral side step with resistance. Taking a mini band, or again you can cut a band, putting it around the ankles. Want to be in a good athletic position, hips back, step, step. Keeping our feet outside our shoulders every time. Keeping our butt back, nice and slow. Slow and control, side view. I like keeping the hands on the hips so you can really keep that stable when those hips hinge. Last one we're going to do is a squat to overhead press on the Bosu. So, we're in my basement, so you'll see my hands disappear because it's got to go above the drop ceiling, but you'll get the picture. So, we're going to stand on the Bosu again. We're creating an unstable surface. So, I like to hold the dumbbells here, and we're going to rotate up into a press. So, we'll start here, nice and easy, rotate up. Stand up, squeezing the shoulder and glutes together up at the top. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1. Focusing on really getting that hip hinge back and squeezing those shoulder blades together up at the top. And those are all my exercises for the comprehensive final.